Hi, welcome to another Norfield video. I'm Carl Lewis, Senior Service Technician here at Norfield. Today we're going to be looking at the Magnum Door Loader. This is a machine that pivots the door up to a vertical position for the Magnum and allows you to feed doors in without lifting them. To start the loader, we're going to turn the E-stop button and release that. We should see lights come on the controller. There's a tilt down and tilt up, index up and down. These are the manual controls. The tilt is only in manual, so to get it to tilt down, we'll tilt it and hold it, and it'll tilt as long as you hold it. So now that we have the stack tilted down into that position, we can index up manually or index down manually. But what you'll want to do is you'll want to do the auto start. We'll push the auto start button, the green light comes on. That'll bring the stack up to the point where it lines up with the Magnum by itself. In the auto mode, the doors will come up the ramp until it interrupts the photo eye, and then it'll stop. That should be lined up so that it lines up with the machine. Now that the door is in position, I can pick it up just a little bit, slide it into the Magnum. Go ahead and do the undercut on the Magnum. As the door feeds through the Magnum, it'll clear the photo eye. 10 seconds after the photo eye is clear, it'll bring the next door up into position. To cancel the auto mode, you can either tilt up, index down, tilt down, or tilt up. Any of those four moves will cancel the auto mode. All right. So if I've done all the doors off of this stack I'm going to do and I want to remove it, then all I need to do is tilt up, bring it all the way up until I'm done. When I've tilted all the way up, then I can hit the auto start, and now it brings the door stack down back to the start position. There are 4 proximity detectors on the machine. This one at the top tells us that the forks are all the way at the top. There's another proc switch here that tells it that it's tilted full down. The proximity detectors on these are what we call reverse logic. They give an input to the controller when they're not activated. So this proc switch will be giving an input to the controller now. You can see the lights on it. Until the thing is tilted full down. When it's tilted full down, then the input goes off. What that does for us is that if this wire gets cut, it won't go in this direction. So this is the lead screw that runs the fork assembly up and down. This is the ball nut. There are recirculating balls inside the nut that run in these grooves that allow this to drive the forks up and down. So I'm going to run that just a little bit so you can see it go. So the ball nut is in a position and the lead screw is lined up with the output shaft of the motor. This is the coupling, the flexible coupling that drives the lead screw. If there's more than just a little bit of side shift in the coupling, it'll put too much side strain on the ball nut and it'll destroy the ball nut. So the alignment of the lead screw with the gear rack is very critical. When we set up the machine and position it initially, we'll set the machine up so that the door will line up with the Magnum this direction. We're also going to set the machine so that it's lower at that end than it is at this end. by 3/16 to 1/4 of an inch. What the purpose of that is that when we get this height adjusted, the door should come in above the ramp on the Magnum, and then as it gets up onto the Magnum, it should tilt up onto the Magnum and come off the loader. That way that the door can go straight through the sizer without being disturbed by the loader. So we're in the auto mode. When we get to the last door, we're going to pull the last door into the machine. We'll go ahead and start it through. When it clears the photo eye now, it'll wait for the 10-second delay. Then it'll come up to the full up position and then return back to the bottom. The Magnum Unloader goes at the end of a Magnum, takes the completed door and tilts it up so that it can be rolled off onto rollers. So here we have a door and a jamb. It's ready to go. Take it off the Magnum, put it onto the unloader, step on the pedal. Now it's ready to feed off onto a roller assembly or an assembly table.